Alright, so this video, hey y'all, Daily. This video is just me working on the outlining process for this first draft of a paper, a term paper that I have due. I have to turn it in during finals week, so, in a few weeks now. So this is the drafting, and then there's also a video I did just kind of going through for the first section of the sort of writing and drafting process. So definitely, the key to better writing is just to give yourself time to do strong outlines, to let the idea sort of percolate in your brain, and to go through with a lot of different drafts. So even though I have the paper quote unquote done at this point, it's not actually done. So anyway, so this video is about the drafting, and as you can see on the screen, I'm just filling in kind of my topical outlines. And so with the topic outline, what I have found to be kind of helpful is to give myself, okay, here are the key concepts that I'm going to be, going over in this paper. And then I try to write kind of topic sentences to help frame and structure my paragraphs. And so you can see like topic 3 is generally going to be about this case study of the endgame coverage. But then I have kind of a draft topic sentence, and I'm going to start the section off with being that fandom marketing culture permeates across genre, medium, etc. And so that just really kind of helps me to get in that mindset and kind of see how the pieces are going to come together, more than just kind of scrappy notes. But I started with that really quick kind of sketch period in my discovery notebook. I have a whole page where I do just kind of jot down thoughts, ideas that I had over time, and developed a really rough outline in handwriting there. And so that also makes this portion go a lot more kind of smoothly and quickly for me. So now my last section is just sort of the discussion, which I think turns into actually more of the conclusion, the final paper. But I was kind of thinking about, okay, what are all the things I need to tie back together at the end of this paper to kind of make this all work for the reader? And so you can see I'm just, writing out sentences, sort of thoughts, just letting it really flow at this stage, knowing that I'm going to obviously have to go back, revise. A lot of these sentences and ideas ended up getting cut in the final, but this is kind of that moment and that stage to help just get the ideas flowing, so that way when it's time to actually write the paper, it goes a lot more smoothly. As you can see, I'm just starting my actual kind of conclusion, which I did end up using this paragraph in right now as the conclusion in my final paper. I didn't, I obviously went back to revise it and edit it, but not as extensively. So I kind of like to write conclusions and introductions at the start of the paper to help me frame and get the ideas together for the body of the paper. Like, I know where I start with the introduction, and that gives me the roadmap, the argument, of course, and then by writing kind of the conclusion, it mirrors the introduction, because I just kind of worked on that, and then helps me know where ultimately I go in the paper. Okay, so now I'm just thinking about sort of what could my hook be, what am I going to write, how am I going to start this. So the document that I'm working on this side was my proposal concept paper, which basically is just one page. Here's what I want to do as this final paper. I did find this to be a really useful tool that my professor had me do, because then I could just, jump into it as the document and kind of build on it, and it made it a little bit easier. So in my introduction, you can see, in caps, I like to put things that I want to find more information on, but, don't want to necessarily stop at this stage and do it, because again, this is just the outlining. This is getting, okay, here's what the whole paper is going to look like. Nice, quick, get your thoughts down, and then when you go back and actually are like really writing it and doing that editing and finding that information is where you can refine it and flesh it out. So at least for me, and what has really helped me be a faster writer, a stronger writer, is this stage of quick, kind of rapid ideation. My drafts kind of go through several of these phases, and then before long I have a full-on paper written, which, you know, will kind of be this next video. I'll just do the first one. I mean, this paper took me a full 8 hours. It was a practice for my prelim process, so I don't capture all 8 hours of it, but this is how every paper that I write kind of starts. I definitely encourage it.